Hi everyone and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I wanted to share with you guys a really quick and easy and fun appetizer idea that's perfect for summertime. I'll be making my cheesy zucchini corn fritters with a creamy dipping sauce. These are addictive. They are super crispy and crunchy on the outside and then fluffy and delicious on the inside, and it's perfectly complemented with that creamy sauce. We'll start by grating our zucchini and then make a really simple buttermilk batter which makes these fritters extra fluffy. Fold in some fresh corn. I also like to add a little bit of dill and chives and then make that homemade creamy sauce. It's just perfection. These are so fun to make and really fun to eat. And they're going to be a huge hit at your next gathering. For the full list of ingredients and the written instructions, head on down into that video description box and head over to my website. Meanwhile, let's get started. For today's recipe, we'll need 3 medium-sized zucchini or squash. I'm going to be using green ones today. I'm going to line a large bowl with a cheesecloth. We're going to grate the zucchini into the cheesecloth, and then you want to wring it out dry to get as much moisture out of the zucchini as you can. Grab a cheese grater. And grab a little bit of sea salt, and we're going to sprinkle that over the zucchini, and this will get the zucchini to release more of its juices. Just kind of massage that salt in. I'm going to set aside my zucchini for now and let it stand for about 10 to 15 minutes, and we'll come back to wring out all the juices from the veggie. Meanwhile, we can get started on the rest of our recipe. I'm going to preheat a medium-sized pan over medium heat. Add in about a tablespoon of butter, and we're going to let that butter melt. Add in 1 large diced shallot and 2 ears of cooked corn. It makes about 2 cups. Add a little ground black pepper, a little bit of sea salt. Then we're going to saute this mixture for about 6 to 7 minutes until the shallot is translucent and the corn is a little bit golden. While my corn is cooking, I'm going to do my first squeeze. So after about 5 minutes, I squeeze out a little bit of the juices, and then we'll let this stand for another 5 minutes and squeeze some more water out of it. For today's recipe, I'm using fresh cooked corn, and to do this, I just brought a large pot of salted water up to a boil. I dropped in 2 ears of corn, cooked them for 10 minutes, and then I shocked them in a bowl of ice water. And then after they've cooled down a bit, I'll just take a knife and cut the kernels away from the cob. You can also use canned corn for this recipe, but with fresh corn being so plentiful during the summertime, it's the ideal and the more delicious choice for sure. And when this mixture is just about done, I'm going to add in 3 minced garlic cloves. Toss those together. We're going to cook this for about 30 seconds and then we'll remove it from the heat. Let's squeeze out the rest of the juice from our grated zucchini. I'm letting my corn and shallot mixture cool a little bit, and I think I could get a little bit more juice out of the grated zucchini. So while we're waiting for that, it's the perfect time to make that creamy dipping sauce. We're going to start with a 1/3 cup of mayonnaise. Drop that into a little mixing bowl. And this dipping sauce is just so quick and easy to make. Next, we'll need the same amount, a 1/3 cup of sour cream. Add in about a tablespoon of olive oil and the juice of 1 freshly squeezed lemon, or half a lemon, sorry. Add just a touch of salt, ground black pepper, and half a teaspoon of onion powder. We'll need 2 to 3 cloves of fresh garlic. It's gonna add lots of that garlicky flavor, which is perfect for these fritters. Add in some fresh dill, some fresh chives, and then mix this all together. Super easy, creamy, and this is going to be so good with the fritters. All right, let's get started on the batter. We're going to need 1 large egg. Break that into a large mixing bowl. To that, we're going to add in 3/4 cups of buttermilk. If you can't find this in stores, I'm going to leave instructions on my website for how you can make your own homemade buttercream or buttermilk. Drop that in. Give the egg and buttermilk a quick whisk just until the egg is well beaten. Add in 1 cup of all-purpose flour, half a teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of smoked paprika, a little bit of cracked black pepper. Give this all a good mix. Now we can add in our cooled corn and shallot mixture. Take the zucchini out of the cheesecloth and then drop that in as well. We'll need 1 cup of freshly grated Parmesan cheese, about a tablespoon and a half of fresh chives, and a tablespoon and a half of fresh dill. Then grab a spatula and mix this all together thoroughly. You want a very uniform mixture of the zucchini, the corn, combined with that buttermilk batter. You notice how thick and creamy this batter is. And now it's time to fry up some zucchini corn fritters. So today I'm going to be using this deeper saute pan. You can also use a larger pot, and we're going to preheat this over a medium-high heat, and I'm going to be adding in several cups of canola oil. We're going to heat the oil until it reaches 300 degrees Fahrenheit. And I don't add too much. I want the fritters to be about halfway submerged. I'm going to grab a 2 tablespoon scoop and we'll drop the batter into the hot oil. These fritters take about 3 to 4 minutes to cook. You want to just rotate them once they start getting nice and golden brown on one side. And then as these finish frying, I like to drop them onto a wire rack, underneath which I've placed a sheet of paper towels to absorb any excess oil. And this way, as they cool, they'll stay nice and crispy too. These are so crispy and amazing when they just come out of the oil. And they're really fluffy on the inside too. I just love how quick and easy these are to make, and then they're just so crispy on the outside. They're gonna be really hot when they just finish frying, so let them cool down for at least 5-7 minutes before you start to snack on them. Taste testing along the way. Hot. And the wait is over. Time to dig in and enjoy these incredible zucchini corn fritters. For the full list of ingredients and the written instructions, don't forget to head on down into that video description box and follow the link over to my website. I always have everything online there for you guys to make it super easy and accessible. Let's grab one of these, dip them in. And I love to eat these while they're still hot. They're going to be nice and crispy on the outside, soft and fluffy on the inside. You guys are going to love the texture. I don't know if my mic caught that crunchiness and that crispiness right there from the bite, but this stuff is phenomenal. These little fritters are so addictive. I can easily have like 5 or 6 of them in one sitting, and then that creamy dipping sauce, it's garlicky, it's refreshing, it's the perfect pairing for these. And this is such a great use of your summer zucchini and your corn. And then I also love having that Parmesan cheese in there as well. So good. You guys are going to love this easy summertime appetizer at home. Thank you so much for watching my latest video recipe. If you enjoyed this video, please give a big thumbs up and a comment down below. It's always a huge help for my channel, and I'll see you next time with a new recipe.